I am not my breath. I am not even my body. I move beyond my mind. I move beyond thinking. I move beyond even a single thought, and I invite Samuel and my guides to speak through me.
Welcome back. We are glad you are with us tonight, dear ones. The one we speak through was asked about that term today. And we ask you, why would we call you anything else but dear ones? For each and every one of you is dear to us. This love that flows in and through each one of you flows in and through all. If you could experience the true magnitude of the love that you are, the human form you are in could not contain it. We have mentioned this before. When you choose to come into human form, you are subject to the limitations of the five senses. We tell you, you are so much more than what you can experience with your five human senses. Sarah returns. Is that not why I always greet you with the love beyond measure that you are, reminding you, dear ones, of the magnificence of your spiritual being? Is that not what this thing you call awakening is all about? Awakening to the true nature that you are far more than your physical form. Coming back yet again to experience this human form, to grow in the love that you are, to experience the limitations of this human form, but also to experience the joys of it, the physicalities of it. Yes, and so you may grow in love in yet a new way. Thomas here. To grow in love, has that not been challenging? Especially with the divisiveness of this political season. especially for the old souls who are awakening to their true nature. Does not this feel at odds with who you are? This love beyond measure surely has not been on display with the politicians. And again, we remind you to send them all love and light anyways. Old souls, that is one of your purposes, to shine your love and light. Samuel returns. Is that not one of the challenges of awakening to the love that you are? Finding ways to share that love, even in those situations in your humanness you would judge. They are not worthy of it. Again, we tell you to leave the judgments behind and find a way to share your love anyway. It is sorely needed now that your airwaves are crowded with all this divisiveness. Are there any questions pertinent to the group, please?
What's the best way for us to share our love and light to those politicians?
What was the end of the question?
What is the best way for us to share that light with the politician?
Beam it. Radiate it from your heart. Understand the energy radiates forth from you. Understand that time and space mean nothing when you radiate love. Realizing fully that even those that you would call have not awakened still receive the message on a soul level, on a spiritual level. They receive your energy. When we say open your heart, we use that term for you to connect to Source, to the all that is. And when you allow the love to flow through you in this manner, the supply is limitless. It's what we spoke of earlier. In this human form, you do not sense the limitlessness of your being. We ask you not to to get wrapped up in your mental faculties. Open your heart. Let your love shine, dear ones. You are so much more than you give yourself credit for. Feel it, sense it, send it.
I have a question regarding emotions. I have found that as I have made a conscious effort not to react in anger, I either feel a sadness or a nothing, like I'm just observing, but sometimes I feel a sadness. Will that sadness eventually go away, or is, I don't know. The anger isn't there, but sadness.
We ask you, is it not a choice that you have made to no longer sense the anger emotion?
Yes. A better choice, I think.
Now we ask you, why would you replace it with sadness?
Well, it's not intentional. It's what I feel, I guess. Instead of being angry, I wind up feeling sad that the person was mean or reacted that way.
Become the witness. Understand that that person is on their own path. And chose the anger they expressed. would say, rather than experiencing sadness, put a smile on your face and send them love from your heart. For they are in need of it. No matter how they receive it, send it anyways. Dear one, all you can do is raise your own level of love. All you can do is grow for you alone. Is not that one of the reasons they express anger? They want to get into this learned human exchange of trading anger back and forth with another human. Break the link, dear one. Send them love.
More work.
Does not growth always entail work?
Yes, yes.
What would be the point in being here if you weren't given opportunities like an angry person standing in front of you to grow?
He lives next door.
There's so many opportunities, Samuel.
This is a rich learning experience, is it not? We have our dear friend next door. Lovable in so many ways, but do not park on her grass.
We could connect her with my neighbor.
Marriage made in heaven.
Do not you see? That is why you chose to come back in human form. And have not each one of you in this room learned more from some of the hardest experiences you have lived through?
not sure if we're supposed to ask this, but do you guys somehow mess with our electricity? To just kind of say hello?
You already know the answer to that one, Mary Jo.
You do, don't you? Okay. Sometimes I just like to hear it.
Is it not one of the things that we find easily manipulated from this side of the bed? Like your birds? Did not the one we are speaking through tell you about the radio going on in the middle of the night after he lost his first wife?
Yes.
And how he stood there the next morning dumbfounded looking at that radio. Everything was selected to off. The alarm, everything. The radio. He never used it. And yet it comes on and goes off in the middle of the night. Hello. That's all his wife was saying. He asked for a sign and she sent him one.
I'll remember not to ask for any signs at night. My computer.
Yeah. I'll let that happen.
I'll take him anyway I can get him.
Makes them the most relaxed that they can,
Right.
right?
Yes, absolutely. No shields up.
That we tell you. You are sent many signs. Many signs. But as the one said, you have to be in that receptive mode to notice them. There are many you don't notice. Yet we send them anyways. Because we never know when you're paying attention.
What are some other signs you send us?
Dear Laura, John sends you the blue jay
Yes.
often. Those little energy dances you do. Who you think prompts those? The song that plays on the radio that seems to be the perfect message. There are so many.
How do we know if it's a sign or if it's just life?
When you become aware of it, then you say, oh,
Okay.
if you become aware of it, then you know they're saying,
Right, right.
It's like sharing things on the computer. You get something and you can't wait to send it out. It's like, oh, that's so good. It's a nugget.
Last week, after breakfast, this one put his phone down on the table and turned it off. And by the time he got to the kitchen, a song was playing. Notice we said the phone was turned off. He took 3 steps. He and his wife stood there listening to that song with tears in their eyes. A reminder it was of the oneness we all are. For when the song quit playing and he tried to go back to see where it came from, he got to the Facebook post, the very last thing he looked at that had nothing to do with that song. There was no doubt that morning that they had received a gift from Spirit. But as you mentioned, some signs are much more subtle than that. But as she said, awareness. You are surrounded, dear ones. That is one of the advantages of being in the human form. You cannot see all the energy that surrounds you. All the loving guides that are near you. Some messages go unnoticed. Have you not had days where it just seems it is a struggle to get out of the house? Every time you turn around, another little thing pops into your head and you wander off and do something else, and then all of a sudden say, I need to get out of here. Do you not realize that Spirit, your guides, may be delaying you for a reason? There may be an accident ready to occur on your way to work or wherever you're going. And they are deliberately delaying you from being in that vicinity. Just an example, dear ones. It may be as simple is delaying you or putting you in a situation where you bump into an old friend. Interesting way to look at things, is it not? For we as humans tend to think we are in control of all that we do.
I, for one, am very grateful and say, please continue assisting and intervening.
And we thank you for your moms for coming to visit with us tonight.
We thank all of you for being with us. We so appreciate you. We behold the love and light that you are. We remind you of the limitless nature of your being. Share your love, radiate your love. Open your heart. Let it flow from you like a river. We thank you, dear ones. We appreciate you. And we bid you adieu. We bid you adieu.
What would be really neat is if we now, as a group, beamed our love to your neighbor, our neighbor, and anybody else anybody mentions. Your boss.